I think it's Wednesday the 14th of August, and we're reporting in again from the Nasser Hospital, where we're working in southern Gaza.
So we've had a bit more of a productive day today. Certainly you have, Mr. Groom. What have you been up to?
Well, it's really rather tragic. Our first case was a poor 19-year-old girl who was 32 weeks pregnant, who had an absolutely dreadful injury to her left leg. She needs an amputation. It's not acceptable to her at present. It's not acceptable to her family, and that's very important. And of course, amputation is only successful if the prosthetics are of good quality and the hospital that provides the prosthetics has been bombed. So we started with a temporizing procedure. We hope helped her leg. Very unlikely that she will be able to keep it, but we've done all we can this time. And if she decides that she cannot accept amputation, we will continue trying. What about you, Rosie?
I've had another day, unfortunately, full of children. I started with a little 5-year-old who was in a blast injury 3 days ago, and she has blown most of her left ear off, but unfortunately in the shockwave she's also ruptured her jejunum, part of her bowel, her small bowel. So on the day of admission she spent, I think, about 4 hours in theatre with the general surgeons, having 5 separate puncture wounds or burst wounds repaired. And we got her downstairs to our theatre today to try and repair her ear. And unfortunately, as we got her across onto the table, my anaesthetist noticed that she wasn't quite as well as she needed to be to have a general anaesthetic, and it would appear that she may have a bit of lung damage as well. So we've postponed her, and she's going to be seen by the paediatric team and have her chest scan. And I'm hopeful that I might be able to get her back in a couple of days and fix the ear for her.
I watch what Rosie does with great admiration and respect. I think that dealing with the children is very, very difficult, and the pressure to get complicated, difficult operations right every time is absolutely huge.
I am definitely seeing more children this time than I did at the European Gaza Hospital. I think I'm around 90% of my work now is on the under 16s, and I'm seeing a huge number of 5-year-olds. And one of my colleagues at the hospital has told me that's they think that the increased incidence of injuries in 5-year-olds is because they're too big for their mothers to sort of pick them up and protect them, but they're not quite tall enough or fast enough to be able to get themselves out of danger. So they seem to be taking the brunt of the explosive injuries, and I've certainly seen my fill of 5-year-olds on this trip already.
70% of the patients we've seen or operated on today were women or children. Very distressing, but it's a privilege to be here to do it, and we're extremely grateful to Islamic Help and all your supporters for enabling us to be here.
Thank you very much.